Hi, I'm Max Walker&Williams, and today I'm at Autolab, the country's best supercar garage and vehicle customization company. I've been invited by Mahnas to come and have a look around his business, see what they do, see what goes on behind the scenes, and see some of the most beautiful cars on earth, like this G-Wagon. Okay guys, I'm with the main man, Mahnas Solomon, the owner and director of Autolab. Mahnas, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem, yeah.
You're a very busy man, so I really, really appreciate your time, just having a quick chat with us and talking us through what is Autolab. So I guess the first question is, how did it all start? How did it all come about?
I think Autolab came about purely by default, really. Okay. It was my partner, Saj, who is active with me in the business. For a long time, as a lifestyle thing, he's converted cars. One of my friends wanted a Range Rover converted, and I said, oh, I know somebody. So I brought him up to see Saj here. It was only a little piece of this building. He had a unit, and he worked him out a package to convert a car. Again, it wasn't a business, it was just a lifestyle thing. Because it was my friend's car, I was sort of staying really close to it, because if anything goes wrong, I'm the one who's going to get the grief for it. So I spent the next sort of 2-3 weeks with Saj looking at how he converts cars, and I've had a passion for cars, and I've been a bit of a petrol head all my life anyway. And I was just in between jobs, and I had a bit of time, so I said to Saj, look, I'm going to give you a bit of money and let's have a go at trying to convert some cars. So we did that, and lost a fortune, but I did see, I did enjoy it. I'm quite hands-on, so I got involved, and I thought there might be something to do here. So I started the business as a little bit of a lifestyle thing, just to do something, get involved as a hobby, but it sort of soon grew legs, and 8.5 years later, it's a completely different animal, and we've got a completely different business. So really, like I said, the business started by default, but it certainly turned into something that we're all very proud of and enjoy being involved in.
Great. So you said there that you were between jobs. If you don't mind, giving us a little bit more on that. Were you a corporate man? Was it businesses? Or?
Yeah, most of my life I spent in a corporate background. So I worked for big retailers. My background was really rolling out retail concepts for other people, and that's what I did. So I worked for some big FTSE 100 companies. Wow. I was a director of a few. I left that and joined a VC after I exited a business, and then I just carried on doing that. So I probably had the benefit, and also had probably been lucky of having running a business like it was my own business, but without having the pressure of the cost and everything involved in that. So it wasn't too bad.
So that's really amazing, isn't it? Because you've got, obviously got a very good, clear business head on you from sort of taking things from concept all the way to big projects. But you're also the petrol head. You put those two things together, and you've got a car business.
And I think that's how sort of Autolab developed. Naively, I thought it could be a lifestyle business, but given sort of what I've done in the past, it would have never been enough to do 1 or 2 cars. It had to sort of scale and grow some legs. Absolutely. But the key thing to it is this time around, and I don't miss my corporate life at all, although we sort of treat this business with all the corporate disciplines that we have in the business. I still really love what I do, and I absolutely love what I do.
So you've got the best of both worlds.
Absolutely,
You've got your passion, and you've got the business structure. And that's really good. So that's the past. So where is Autolab today? What is Autolab?
I mean, Autolab, it sort of changed faces over the last 4 or 5 years, we got known for being a bit crazy, doing a lot of things for customers, and just doing anything anybody suggested with a car, we would do it. And it's great, it's exciting, but it probably, from an operational perspective, there's got to be a balance between what can be achieved in terms of giving a really nice looking product to what's also repeatable as a business model for us. So over time, we've gone through different phases of actually, we probably lost when we got bigger, we probably lost our original identity, and then we had to sort of claw that back. So what we're fundamentally, I believe, what we're known for is giving bespoke vehicles, probably giving the best service in the country, and that's been backed up by awards and everything. And if you just read our reviews and what people say about us.
Absolutely. I know that from personal experience as a customer of yours.
Exactly.
The level of service is second to none.
And the one key discipline that we've never compromised on the quality of product. So they're the 3 fundamentals of our business: giving a great, unique product to a customer, making sure that's backed up with the great service that we offer, but also having the right quality of product as well. As we've grown, we've maintained, we've recruited more and brought more people in. Instead of trying to get more margin out of a car, we've just concentrated on keeping the quality of the car. And there's a cost involved in that, but that's where we are today, and that's what we do. We're primarily a Land Rover business, so we focus on sort of the Land Rover family of vehicles and customise them, and we do the other things, the specialist vehicles, etc. As you know, you've had both.
If you watch the channel, you will have seen my Jaguar out and about. That was these guys, and I think, I'm going to be biased because I own it, but I think it looks absolutely amazing.
It does, yeah.
So I understand that you touched on there that you've experimented with different things as the brand has evolved, and you've got to do stuff that people want, but it's also got to be scalable, so you can repeat it. But I also know that, being a petrol head, that it's not just a business to you, and if you think something's a good idea or might look different and cool, you'll probably have a go at it. If a customer came to you and said, I want a Range Rover Sport, bright pink, massive spoiler, is there anything where you'd say, no, I'm not doing that?
I think ultimately, for us, there's 2 things within that. We'll try and do as much as we can and sort of guide a customer to what we believe will be the right product for them. We're right, look, ultimately, if the customer just wants that, we will do it, but we'll also walk the customer through all the different facets of it as well, because our products they're a bit more aspirational products, they're a bit more higher end. So we sort of start at around about a £50,000 mark, going north of that. So you're not messing, it's a big lump sums of money. It's a big investment for a customer. So we'll walk through the process of saying, well, look, if you go for that, if it's going to be really, really bespoke and individual, you've got to think about the residual value of that product later on, 3 years down the line. If nobody wants it, they'll think, well, I spent 70 grand on this car and nobody wants it. So we'll just try and advise that. I think with our guidance and what a customer wants, we can probably get to the right happy medium.
You've got to find somebody else who's going to buy that pink Range Rover at the end.
I mean, there's a cost involved in that. Some people just want something purely bespoke, and they say, look, we're happy to invest in that, and we know we're going to do that. So ultimately, we will do what's right for our customer. But luckily, I think our customers aren't really, our profile of customer isn't that customer who really wants something out of this world. So generally our customer wants something different, something unique, and it's an aspirational purchase for them. Our customer base tends to be between 40 and 60. It's an aspirational purchase, and our customers don't need a car, they've already got a car. It's just something they've looked forward to and worked hard to get.
It's a reward.
Exactly.
And they want to personalise it and make it about them, because it is about them.
And a little bit different, and the way we look at it, and I've always challenged our guys, if we're doing 2 cars a day, that's only 60 customers, and if we can't find 60 customers out of a 60 million population with what we've got, then we're doing something wrong, really. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So it's always worked well.
You've raised a real good point there, and I really mean this. As a customer, what makes Autolab so unique is not just, of course, it's the level of quality of work, but that goes without saying, because at this sort of price range, there isn't time for messes. People just won't. The kind of people who can afford these cars, generally, they know what they want. They're not idiots. They don't take any messing. So the quality kind of almost goes without saying, because you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if you weren't delivering the quality. But what really differentiates, it's almost a cliche in the car industry about the sort of car salesman kind of guy.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist at Autolab. It's very much almost like a partnership.
Exactly.
And I know that genuinely, guys, from being a customer, from finding you online and then going all the way through the experience twice, it's very much a partnership where you've guided me through and said, look, Max, you know, if you do this, then you've got to think about the exit, because hopefully you'll be returning to us and then we'll have to sell the car for you and get you in something new. And I really like that you have the customer's best interests at heart, and it's a long term. You're not looking to make a quick buck.
Massively. And you say 2 cars for you, but it really isn't 2 cars, because it's 6 now.
Yes.
Your brother's had 2, and your friends have had 2. So and that's all sort of back onto your recommendation.
Yes.
So it's the wider thing for us. We believe if we not greedy and look after customers in the right way, they will return. So one of the challenges for any car business is marketing and acquisition of new customers.
Yes.
If we have the right trajectory, my sort of goal is that the majority of our business will just come from our existing book of customers.
Absolutely.
So it becomes like, it purely becomes a friendship and a relationship that we don't just sell something and move on. I mean, I'm very, very good friends with a lot of our customers. I've just been away for 3 days with some of our customers golfing, and we do a lot of things, and we enjoy that relationship.
It's a community, isn't it?
Massively, and it's really important to us, and that's, if you cut the business in half, you will see the first and foremost throughout every member of staff is customer service. That's all there is. And again, without sounding derogatory to the car industry, if for the perception the car industry has, if we can't stand out in that industry, because I believe we were coming from a low base, it's I mean, I'm a customer as well, so I've just been to 2 dealerships with my cars, and the level of service I got, I found atrocious. You know what I mean? But that's a norm. But I'm measuring it against what we get, and you're spending a lot of money with people because it's just a product and they're moving on. So it is very personal to us. But I think also, as we scale, as we grow, the challenge will be to maintain that. Can we keep that? And that's what's probably going to be the biggest challenge for us.
So you're talking about growth there. So we've got the history, we've got today. Where are we going? What's next for Autolab?
Next for Autolab is we've sort of learnt our trade. We're in a really good place from a business perspective. COVID for us has been not welcomed in terms of from a health perspective, but from a business perspective, as it has been for all the majority of the car industry, it's really, really grown. The challenge has been procurement of stock, which we have very good relationships with, and to continue that growth. But it has made us take time to look at what are we doing, how are we doing it, and what do we want to go. So again, as you know, we have got plans to expand. Our facility here is just under 50,000 square foot. We've grown out of it. So we're in the process of building a new showroom with a new facility, and this whole compound will become purely production. So we're looking to grow our business, grow the volume of what we're doing, but also looking, we have been heavily investing into looking at how the electric market will come into our business. We're not really going to go out there and try to become an electric retailer. We're looking at how electric products will be incorporated with what we do. And we've got some really, really good, exciting things ahead of that. We've already tried it, and as you've seen, you've seen some of the customized Teslas that we've done in terms of creating. Because I think one of the criticisms a real petrol head or a real car person has, they feel that they're quite lifeless, and we've given life.
Soulless, I think.
And we've given soul to some of the cars. So not only have you got electric, speed, efficiency, you've got style, and you've got sound, which is combine all of them. I think of our winning formula can keep repeating within that as well.
Funny enough, because we were talking the other day, weren't we, about the for me the Model T is just so ugly. It's like they're almost trying to make it as ugly and as bland as possible. But what you guys are looking at doing is just going to take it. I mean, Elon should be phoning you saying thank you very much, because you're doing the sounds, you're doing that. Talk a little bit more about that, because
so in terms
you're
of,
underselling it, because what you're doing is
in terms of aesthetically, it's the same unique model that we have. Is making it look different. We have our own kits. We work with different manufacturers, and we have our own thing. So the key to it is creating a different style of look, but also creating sound. But I think even before you go thinking about selling a car, what the thing we're trying to do as a business, and that'll probably take, and it has taken 12 months so far, and it's probably going to take another 2-3 years, is giving the confidence to a customer to make sure that they know what they're doing. It's a very, very, it's a huge playing field. There's loads of different things. The key thing that we've learned is that customers don't know what they need to know. With electric, they don't know about range, where they live, can they charge it, where they're going to park it, what's the charging network.
If you live in a terraced house,
what do you do?
What do you do?
Exactly,
And they might not have even thought of that.
Well, and a really, really simple example is if you look at where there's a massive demand for hybrid or electric cars in South, but then if you look at the type of buildings, flats, terrace, and where do people charge them? There's no parking available, so somebody might want something, but they think, what do I do? And if they've got no charging networks readily available, so there's and also right now is for the customer to understand, because it's not necessarily always better or cheaper or greener right now to go for an electric. I'll give you an example. We had a customer who rang up for a Range Rover Sport Hybrid. He was talking to one of the guys, and by the time at the end of it, the better product for this customer at this moment in time was going for the new 3-litre mild hybrid diesel engine, because the customer was travelling 90 miles round trip a day. He would only be using 20-25 miles electric, and the rest of them 65 miles will be based on a 2-litre petrol. It's actually going to cost him more money. You know what I mean?
And not be as good for the environment either. And you guys have talked him through that journey,
and he said, right, okay, and when in 5-6 years time, when ranges are 700, 800 miles, and you can switch your air conditioning on and put your heated seats on without any fear, or put your foot down. Because one of the things with electric is how quick they are. So I think there's a lot to go, but we're trying to future-proof that as much as we can, and go through that transition of amalgamating that into what we do. But that said, the core of our business, certainly in my lifetime, will still be here, because it's going to take quite a long time for diesel and petrol engines to completely come out of the market. So if we look at 2030 production start, if you said even cars at 2029 that are produced and they've got 10-year shelf life, you're talking 2040, you know what I mean? And
it's a long ways down the road.
And the next generation will have to worry about that, probably not me.
Fine. So what will that do then? Just you've touched on something that's piqued my interest. Investment-wise, surely scarcity breeds value, generally speaking. So should people be looking at the right vehicle for investment? Long term?
It depends how you want to do it. It's like anything. If you buy the right thing, I think there is definitely an opportunity right now to buy the right petrol cars and sit on them. You know what I mean? So for example, if you look at, if you take a 2014 Porsche 911 Turbo S, it's just going up and up and up and up, you know what I mean? I look at the cars I sold 3 years ago, I think, oh God, I wish I still had them, you know what I mean? Because they just go up and up and up. So the right car, as anything, because they won't be making them again, you know what I mean? And you've got
That's an amazing thought, isn't it? Think about that. They're not going to be making them again.
At all. And
Did you ever think you're going to be saying that about Porsche or
But you've got a whole generation every year coming through who will still look at that and still think, I want one of them, you know what I mean?
That was my dad's car or whatever. And there's that whole nostalgia thing. Like there is for us.
I've got a really good friend who's actually a business partner, and he just bought a 1976 Mexico, from auction. You know what I mean? And you're talking about that vehicle being north of 50 grand. You know what I mean? For something that was he thinks he's the Sweeney or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's something. So they won't be making them again. So getting the right thing, and not necessarily just buying a high-end Ferrari or something like that, but something I think you could there's every sector of the market that you could pick the right vehicle.
Yeah, clever purchases.
It could do that.
Yeah, they'll hold the value then. Yeah, and then
but it's just knowing which one to get.
Well, that's like anything, isn't it?
Exactly,
knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what you're absolutely right with the electric, with the future. You know, I don't know, so it's a bit unfair to say, but I'm pretty confident that if I went with my personal experience of any car make, you go in there and say, "Hi, I'd like to buy an electric car." The salesman, and he is a salesman,
absolutely,
he's going to just sell you something.
Absolutely.
He's not going to ask you where you're going to charge it, what kind of mileage you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's where the partnership sort of thing comes in with Autolab, is that it's a journey together. And you know that I'm not, hang on a minute, Mahnas, you told me I live in a terraced house, where am I charging it? Yeah. So,
look, in the last 12 months, you've rang me 3 times wanting a new car, and I've said no every time to you.
You have, yeah.
so
yeah, that's very true.
You know, and I said,
so, well, it's an aspirational thing, as you said, isn't it? So there'll be people watching this who are looking to get into, you know, sort of an entry-level Range Rover or whatever it may be, Defender or something, and they want it a bit special because they're like cars, and this would be the place to do that, by the way. And then there's guys like me who've got, you know, nice cars, but are always looking for that looking for the rolls. And I keep ringing you, and you keep telling me no. Just wait a bit longer. And how many? Well, you're not a salesman, but how many salesmen do you know that would say this is not the time for you to do this because you're overstretching and you're not going to enjoy it?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a loaded question, that, because if you take a traditional sales environment, salespeople are there to sell, and that's what they're using. We're a little bit different because it's our own business, and we're all a relatively small business, so we can invest that time. You know, I'm sure people who've evolved and become big businesses had that relationship at the beginning. You know what I mean? So I think for us, it will always be a case of how many do we want to sell. And Autolab never wants to be a car shop or a car supermarket. It's not what we're about. It's not what we're trying to do. But that said, there is a massive demand for us to be able, certainly to be able to go north and south. You know what I mean? So you know, there's a lot of business we just don't get because of our postcode. Because people outside the M25 think, well, I'm just not going there. You know what I mean? And then you've got people in Scotland. And again, for us, that's changed a little bit, the way people buy cars and how they're doing things.
There's delivery services and stuff.
I mean, so
you buy a car on the internet.
If you look at pre-COVID, we probably delivered about 30% of our cars, you know, to our customers. Ringing up, going through the journey, and doing that as well.
Remotely,
Post-COVID, it's reversed. You know, we probably deliver 70% of our cars.
Wow,
you know,
wow, that's a shift.
And that's really a credit. You know, without saying it to ourselves in the statement, because it's hard to get somebody to spend 85 grand over the phone,
over the internet,
to somebody they've never met, they've not seen the product, they don't know what they're getting, and they're just looking at some pictures. You know,
it's like the house that haven't seen it.
Exactly.
So
and then
that's a leap of faith.
Massively. You know, the good thing for us is, you know, we've got 0 returns and 100% customer satisfaction. 100%. So there's something we do right within that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're doing something right. You're all right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a couple of just quick fire questions, if you like, because I know it's not about the sort of big ticket stuff to you, but they're going to want to know. Okay. Most expensive car you've ever sold? What do you think?
We're not in the business of selling really expensive cars.
I know you're not.
We work in partnership with other, you know, established high-end car people, but we have sold cars for people. I mean, we've sold a few cars north of £500,000. You know what I mean? But that's not our model. And anything more than that, it would scare me, and I wouldn't want to sell it. You know what I mean? I won't want to put that investment into something. You know what I mean?
To have it tied up in that thing.
It's a lot of money. But really, on them kind of cars, we have a good understanding and a good trade relationship. I would just ring up probably.
You've got partners you trust.
I would just ring up some of my friends who deal in them and say, look, and again, if you came to me with a specialist vehicle, I mean, I had a customer yesterday who's got a Ferrari Pista. You know, it's a 400 grand car, and he said, "I'm going to drop it off to you." And I've said to him, "Let me have a think about it, because I want to see whether."
Drop it to sell.
But I want to know. It's exciting to have a Pista and everything here, but I don't know if it's the right thing. Whether I just speak to one of our Ferrari contacts or one of our specialist contacts and say, well, it's probably a better environment, you know, because you know, now if anybody likewise, I get loads of phone calls from trade people saying, I've got a Range Rover, I need to sell it, drop it off kind of thing. So it works both ways. So we try and stay where we are, but we have been very lucky enough to sell some.
By osmosis, you're going to get some.
To sell some.
I've seen some nice pieces.
To sell some nice cars, I
think you had a Lamborghini Urus, and I was so excited, I was telling Bill about it, and we were going to film it. You'd sold it.
Yeah, we do,
So 2 days?
I mean, things like that don't hang around,
What is the usual sort of turnaround time for a car? How long is a car, how often is your stock sort of updating?
Well, everything that when you drove in, there's a row of Range Rovers, weren't there?
Yeah.
So every one of them is sold. They've not even they've not even hit. They've not even been touched.
Yeah.
So they've been delivered and they're all sold.
The engine's still warm.
Yeah, they're all sold.
Wow.
For us,
all with customization, or do you ever get people ring up and just say, I just want to buy?
Well, the great thing is we've got a catalogue of products they can just pick and choose from.
Yeah.
One of our criticisms is that our website is never up to date with products.
Yeah.
It just moves so quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but generally,
it gives people a feel. Though,
we buy right, which I think, and again. Our products, it doesn't take much to sell our products. They pretty much sell themselves. So the key to it is making sure you buy right. We have a very, very strict profile in terms of what we buy. So we will, we will only look for a certain age car, a certain mileage car. It's got to have history. It's got to come from a dealer, and we've got to know its history. In fact, we have arguments sometimes with people say, "Oh, just take it. You're going to customize anyway." We want cars to be as clean as they come in as they're going to go out, so we don't want anything scratched or dented or anything like that. We've got to know it's had a good life that we're confident to say to a customer. It's got to have a
solid skeleton.
Absolutely,
the kit's now that's irrelevant. It's the car that's got to be right.
It's right, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right, perfect. Thank you ever so much.
No problem at all.
We're going to go downstairs and have a little look around if that's okay.
Just do what yourself
about and speak to Ziggy and have a little look at what you're doing.
Cool, no problem at all. But thank you.
An amazing office. Bill wants to come back at the weekend and play some virtual golf.
No problem at all. Well, I think we're playing Augusta this afternoon. So, but I've got a few customers who are all golfers. So I can manipulate this and I can play nearest to pin, and I'm always the closest.
So if you're arguing over price, you can just do a quick.
And I generally win.
When it comes down to money, you do not miss.
No problem.
Man. Thank you ever so much
No
again for your
problem
time.
at all. Yeah, thank you.
Guys, if you want, if you're looking at buying a vehicle and you want something that's a bit special, I highly recommend Autolab. Genuinely, as a customer, I've recommended friends and family, as Mahnas alluded to before, and I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't believe in these guys. They are genuine people who are looking to go on a journey with you for the long term. I'll put a link to your website into the description below, and your Instagram and everything else, so people can get in touch if they want.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks
so much.
Cheers.
So we're inside the SVR, really snug, comfy, executive feel to the inside of the car. You've got a soft, firm steering wheel, so it's soft to the touch, but really firm for when you want to be going a bit quicker. Got the bucket seats, which are super comfy and track your body all the way around. The ambient lighting is amazing. This particular model has got the heated steering wheel and it's got every extra going. It's got the full LED display dash all the way through, and the same on the screen. It's got the lane control warning thing, so that when you go out of the lane you fall asleep, it wakes you up, the seat vibrates. It's got heated seats, heated steering wheel. It's even got the exhaust button, love thy neighbour. So if you want to start the car and be a bit quieter, you start it as normal, but you press this button and the exhaust go a lot louder. I don't know how Mahnas does it, but he's managed to get his hand on 4 or 5 of the brand new Land Rover Defenders. I think they're a really smart car and a lot of car for the money. If you look back, I didn't think, when you looked at the old style Land Rover Defender, if you're a purist like me, you thought there's nothing they could do to make them any better, but boy was I wrong. Let's have a look inside. So this particular model is the Land Rover Defender Black Edition. So it's got the black alloys, the 22-inch alloys, it's black paint, black on black, black leather interior. This is actually my first time in one of these, and I have to say it's really nice. You're high up. It feels a bit like a Hummer, dare I say. I love the rivets in the door. Everything feels very chunky and industrial. So it feels like you can't break anything. You know, it's really, really well made, chunky, solid. It's got this handle here for holding on when you're going off-road, because these are a real genuine off-road vehicle. You know, I've seen these Defenders do amazing things. My dad used to own one, and we used to do some crazy stuff in it. So particularly if they've got a snorkel on, you can go underwater in them, or certainly, you know, up to the bonnet in water. Really, really, really nice. How these have come on is amazing. You've got USB chargers for all your mod cons, loads of storage. This is actually a fridge in this one, so you've got a fridge freezer in that to keep your drinks cool. It's got the LCD display, which is really nice. So see, low profile, gap behind it, loads of storage, everything you could possibly want, space in the back for the kids and the bikes and everything you need. So it's a really nice car, this, you know. Okay, we're now going to look at the G-Wagon. So really excited about this. Laura actually really wants one of these. She's got the Range Rover Sport, but she really wants the G-Wagon. I can't afford it. Sorry, Laura, not yet. But maybe if you click subscribe, like this video, maybe watch a couple of adverts for me, we'll have a whip round and I can buy one. This is the G400D, and Mahnas is a super honest guy, and I think you've probably picked that up from the interview. He said this probably isn't actually the one you want because it is the 400D. If you were going to go, for me personally, if I was going to go for it, it'd have to be the G63, 6.3 petrol engine, rapid car. This though is still a very, very nice vehicle, and this is £120,000, and the G63 is between 250 and 300,000 pounds. So I think I'd probably rather this than 200 grand in cash, to be honest. So let's have a look inside. I'm going to be super honest, guys. I've never really understood the G-Wagon or the people that love them and pay these silly money for them, but this is my first time ever sat in one, and I've got to be honest, yeah, I get it. It's special in here. The ambient lighting, you know, you've got 3 different types of diff lock here. It's all just really well made. Everything's where it should be. The seats, the seating position, the feel of it, I get it. It's impressive, really impressive. Really unique car. You know, it's a bit like the new Defender, but on steroids. The one seamless display. This is a special car, to be fair. Yeah, I get it. I'm sold. Done. Bosh, we'll have one. Right, we've had the R8 warming up for a while, just ticking over, so we can safely give it a little rev. I don't want to upset anyone in the office, but I can't leave here without just giving the R8 a quick little... Oh, it's not a quick job, this belt. Oh. Right, I'm in. Don't film that bit. You're filming that bit, aren't you? I don't feel like Tony Stark. Do you know what I mean? These cars are not well made for tall people. Right, should we give it a rev? Where are we up to? Right, okay. What I don't want to do is drive into that wall. Hey, Bill. Guess whose car this is? Ziggy has just told me. Ziggy is the manager of the workshop. He's just told me that this is Mike Doolan of MD Build's car. He hasn't picked it up yet. What do you reckon? Take it for a spin? A couple of donuts in the car park. Oh, I've just scratched the seat. Are you still filming? Oh, Bill. Right, stop filming. I'll put this back on. This is the level of customization that Autolab can go to. So when Mike ordered this car, it had like a walnut finish, which is about £1,000 extra with Range Rover. It's still there, it's protected, but Mike said it's a little bit old manny, so he didn't really want it. So they've actually wrapped the wood in this black gloss. So this is actually all wrapped. You can't tell from looking at it, but they've done it all the way through the vehicle, stripped it all completely and wrapped the individual panels all the way through the car so that it looks a bit younger and a bit cooler for Mikey D.
Hello.
Hi mate, you okay?
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, listen, Ziggy's been trying to get hold of you at Autolab.
Yeah.
You need to cut, because obviously you're collecting your car on Saturday, aren't you?
I don't know what day. I've not had confirmation
yet. He said he would have it ready for Saturday, but he needed some answers off you. So I've made a couple of executive decisions. I said that you definitely want spinners on the alloys, and you want, because it's for Laura, it's a surprise for Laura, your missus, that you'd want the calipers in pink. So he's done the pink calipers for you. The spinners are going to be fitted this afternoon. I told him that you didn't need side steps, so you won't have to put any extra towards the spinners because they've sold you side steps. All right.
Do you want me or not?
No, that was it.
Cheers, mate. Thank
All
you.
right, buddy. Ready to pick up on Saturday, okay?
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. Okay, everybody, I'm here with Ziggy. Ziggy's the operations director of Autolab and oversees all of the customizations down on the factory floor. Ziggy, you all right?
Yeah, good, Max. How are you?
Good, yeah, good, thank you. So he's the man to come and see. He's the guy that oversees all of the process from beginning to end with something like the Range Rover Sport behind me. This one is a pretty bog off the showroom floor Range Rover Sport. It's got the big, fat, chunky tyres, 19-inch alloys. You know, it's a standard colour. It's the standard white. Very nice car, don't get me wrong, but it's about as bog standard as you can get in the Range Rover Sport. So Ziggy, talk me through then the process. What happens from, so somebody brings this car in, or somebody brings you up and says, right, I want to buy a Range Rover Sport, so here it is, and I want the colour changing, and I want it a bit special and a bit bespoke. What's the process? How do you start?
Max, so the first thing we do is bring the vehicle in, we decontaminate it, wash it all down, inspect the body, make sure there's no damage or any scuffs or anything on the car. You get parking dents on them, even though they come from the showroom.
Even if they come from the showroom, sometimes they get dented and things?
They are, because they park them in a big car park where there's multiple vehicles, so there'll be 200 or 300 vehicles parked in there.
Wow.
And the chances of them getting a dent is quite high.
Okay.
So after we've inspected it, we then draw up a worksheet for it, so we know what we're going to be doing to the car. On this particular vehicle, you know, the roof will be going white, black, sorry.
Yeah.
The cladding on the bottom of the vehicle, all that will be going white.
Okay.
The brakes, the calipers will be getting painted, the alloy wheels will be getting changed, you'll have side steps fitted, the wing mirrors will get painted in black, your bonnet vents, the side vents, the grille, covers on the front, on the rear of the bumper, they'll also be going black.
Okay.
And then the badging will get changed. Once all that's been done, the whole vehicle will get a flat and a polish, and we basically go through a 5-stage polishing process, and then when that's done, it'll get washed again, parked in the showroom, and all the interior of the vehicle will be cleaned and then decontaminated, ready for the customer.
Okay, and that's sort of the entry level of customization, is that right? So, because I know with my vehicle, for example, I had my surname on the, rather than Range Rover. So you mentioned that the Range Rover would go from the current colour to black, but you could actually do anything you wanted.
You could do whatever you want. Say, for example, if you wanted pink, purple,
Yeah.
yellow. You could have it in anything.
Keep saying pink. Mahnas said I wanted a pink car. Anyway, okay, so pink, purple, any colour you want?
Anything. You could have it finished in billet aluminium if you wanted to.
Right,
and
okay.
Whatever you want, there's no limitations.
You guys can do.
We can do it.
Okay, and so explain something to me that I've never really understood. So you obviously do spray painting, because we've seen the spray booth, and we'll go have a look at that in a second. But you also do wraps?
Yes, we do.
How many, is it more wraps or more painting?
To be honest with you, it's more paint.
Okay.
Because the paint is it's a superior finish than the wrap.
Is it? So what's the main difference between the wraps and the paint? If I came to you and said, you know, Ziggy, I'm thinking of changing the colour of my vehicle, should I get a paint or a wrap? What would you advise?
So wraps have come a long way from where they were, maybe 5 years ago, in the last couple of years.
Okay.
They are actually, I'd say they're about 80% better than what they were.
Are they?
Yeah,
wow,
so that's
really
a massive improvement,
Yeah.
And, you know, most of it comes down to the adhesive that's on the underside. You know, there's the finishes, the massive difference in finishes. You used to get simple, it was either a matte or a satin, and the glosses weren't the best in the world. But the gloss finishes that you can get now, honestly, second to none.
Yeah.
But saying that, paint is a superior finish, it's more durable. You know, you can polish it. You don't have to worry about stone chips or anything.
Yeah.
Whereas with the wraps, you know, you do that, and if you get a chip on, for example, a black wrap, and the car's red underneath, you know, it's going to show through.
Right. And then, can you repair that or not? Is that it?
It's literally, you can either touch it up, or the right thing to do, which is what we'd advise, would be to change the panel.
Right. Change the whole panel.
Change the whole panel. For the sake of one chip.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense.
And then you also got the PPF, which is a paint protection film. So, for example, if you've got a really nice car, and it's nice, new, clean, you don't want to damage the paintwork, you know, you'd have a PPF applied to it, and you know, it lasts 3 or 4 years without any real issues. And
is it a clear cover?
It's a clear, So
right, so it just seals the paint effectively.
Effectively, it's a clear wrap.
Right. Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
So it's like when you get a new phone and you've got a screen protector on it.
It's like that.
It's very similar to that.
We've come over back inside now, and we've got the same Range Rover, but it's not the same Range Rover, because this one, as you can clearly see, is far more special. As you said, we've got instead of having the white roof, we've got the black roof. Instead of having the black bottom, we've got the white side trims. What else? So the Range Rover's black.
The badging's been changed to black.
Yeah.
The bonnet vents have been changed, so they've been painted black.
Yeah, the bonnet vents.
The side vents on the wings, they've also been painted.
Yeah, yeah.
And then on the front bumper, so the bottom cladding has been painted. It's now white.
So that's this bit here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the centre front door cover has also been painted. It's in black as well now.
It's been black.
Whereas it was grey before, it's now black.
Yeah.
And then around the rear of the vehicle,
yeah.
again the badging's been changed, so it's now black.
Yeah.
And the trim on the tailgate, that's been changed to black. It was silver.
Yeah.
The rear bumper, the centre of it is now painted.
Yeah.
So that's in black.
So it matches.
The corners, so on either side, they were black, but they're now white. And then the exhaust tips have been changed as well on this. So we've got a custom exhaust tips.
So you've got a custom exhaust system as well. So it just looks so much smarter, doesn't it? It really
but
does.
It's actually not the finished product.
It's not the finished product?
No,
right,
it's
so
not.
What's the next stage for this car, particularly?
About 10 hours worth of polishing on this vehicle now.
10 hours worth of polishing?
That's two guys working on it.
Look, 10 hours with 2 guys?
Yes.
20 hours? So
20 man hours, yeah.
I'm a layman and I'm not a great detail guy, I'm more of a big picture kind of guy. What is it, where are the 10 hours going? What's the problem with this car?
So if you look, for example, on the rear, on the D-pillar on this vehicle,
yes, you
can see all the swirls that are on it.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you bought your car from Land Rover, that's how they'd give you the vehicle.
Wow. So you could quite easily pick up a sort of used vehicle and it would have these swirls on it.
Not even used, brand new vehicles.
Brand new vehicle with the swirls on it.
You'd be surprised. Brand new vehicles, they have the swirls on them. It's quite common. I mean, there's nothing they can really do about it other than, you know, like I said,
2 guys, 10 hours of polishing.
Exactly.
And that's the Autolab difference though, isn't it? It's the detail, it's the level of detail.
It is, but not only that, so the whole vehicle would get polished.
The entire vehicle?
Yep, the entire vehicle. Like I said, sun white, you can't really see the swirl marks.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have a look at it, you'd have to kind of go lower down maybe.
Yeah.
And where the light's catching it, you can see it.
Yeah.
So the car's got swirls on it.
Yeah,
so down the panels, down the doors. A lot of it comes from car washing.
Right.
Yeah, and then also, for example, if you've had a bad winter, that we always do, grit on the road, you know, debris flying off of the vehicles, they all get stuck onto your paintwork, and then as you're driving, it agitates, and then it just literally
kind of pushes it down. Right, okay, and that's where it comes
from. So it's almost like having sandpaper down the side of your car.
So where would that protective film that you were mentioning earlier, if you were to do 10 hours of polish on this, then put the protective film on it, would that help or
yeah, absolutely it would.
That
so
protects.
I mean, if you were to put the film on, the process is you'd have to detail the vehicle.
Yeah.
Once it's completely clean, free from any contamination of any sort, any imperfections, they'd all be removed from the vehicle, and then the application would happen for the film.
Right.
And that would, again, like I said, it protect it from swirls, stone chips, any of that kind of thing.
For years. Yeah. This is the same car that we saw before, but finished. No spider webs, as Billy calls them, no swirls, as Ziggy calls them. And you can actually, the minute you pointed out, it was obvious. The difference that it makes is unbelievable. I mean, there isn't a blemish or a mark on this vehicle whatsoever, is there? So 20 hours of skilled labour, and it shows, to be fair. It really, really does show.
I mean, you can see the level of gloss on the vehicle.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's, well, it's just amazing. It's perfect.
Yeah, so we were saying the A pillars, the B pillars, the C pillars, D pillars even. If you look at the...
So these are the D pillars, presumably. They're the C pillars, B pillars and A pillars. There we go, I've learned something today. And these, compared to the ones we saw before, now I feel like an idiot because it's obvious the difference. I mean, I looked at that and thought it was showroom ready. But when you see this, that's nowhere near ready. It just looks like black glass.
That's the finish that you go for when you're polishing.
Yeah.
But like I said, the process itself, you know, it's very involved.
Yeah, time intensive.
Very involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. All right, thanks ever so much, buddy.
You're welcome.
Mate. Thank you for your time.
Max.
Thank you as always for watching. For this outro, I was going to lay across the bonnet of a car or do a donut in the car park, but Billy said I'm not cool enough and Mahnas said I'm not allowed anyway. So there we go. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe because there's plenty more videos coming. And if you didn't like this video, why have you watched all the way to the end?